So next up, we're going to be talking to Fredrik from Microsoft, and he's going to be talking about how Microsoft are transforming the modern workplace for businesses in a variety of different industries. But just before we go to Fredrik, we're going to do another poll, so that should pop up any second for you guys, if you just want to fill that in. And while you're doing that, we'll bring up Fredrik. So Fredrik, hopefully you're there. And we'll have your face pop up. There we go.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I have the pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you for joining us. Take it away.
Good. So, yeah, my name is Fredrik Uddegard, and I'm EMEA Modern Workplace Lead, working within Microsoft with our most important customers and our sales teams, and of course with important and key partners like Panasonic. And I had the pleasure to work with really close with Panasonic the last years and seen the amazing innovation coming out from Panasonic and how it's really have huge implications on the workplace. So today I'm going to share a little bit with you what we see regarding the modern workplace and of course the digital transformations going on. And I think we have all seen what's going on in the last 30 years, the last 20 years, the last 10 years. But sometimes I think it's really good to take a reminder. I mean, this picture was done by Natural Geographic back in '95, and Bill Gates here suspended up in the trees, showing how much paper or how much information could be stored just on a CD. So it's like 300,000 A4 pages. It could be stored on a CD. Of course, I mean, we have been moving on from that one. So now it's not about just storing information and so now it's about what we have seen this morning. It's about how we use it and put it together to full solutions. So it's the cloud working together with the software and the processes, and it's about delivering it out in the field to the people that are doing the work. It can be everything from healthcare workers to police to pilots to shop floor workers in manufacturing. So that's where we're going to take a look on how this is evolving, and of course how that's have huge implications on the digital transformation. And it's really tightly linked to the industrial revolution. And I mean, we all know that digital is the driver here of the fourth digital industry revolution. And we have been seeing that accelerating in the last 10 years or 15 years, I would say. But it was one specific thing that happened, and it was last year. We were hit by COVID, and there were some unforeseen impact, of course, coming out from COVID, and especially around the modern workplace, especially around digital transformation. And here you can see a quote from the Microsoft CEO, Nadella, that's stating that what we could see in the beginning of 2020 was that really was 2 years of transformation in 2 months. And I don't know what you think, but and what you have seen on your side in your company or in your private life. But I think we can all agree that the digital transformation has been accelerated due to COVID. And today we're also going to take a look on some positive acceleration in this space, and of course some negative impacts when it comes to personal work balance, when it comes to about stress within the company, but also on private people. And that's where we as Microsoft now putting lots of focus to really continue to accelerate in the digital transformation in the modern workplace, but of course also find the right balance. So in the digital where we are today, we know it's before was this statement like the big fish eat the small fish, but where we are about now, it's the fast fish eats the slow fish, and that's why we see all kind of companies, both small and large established companies, they really focus on thinking big, being fast. And of course, not so easy when you're a big company and need to transform on maybe global level. But that's where we see lots of focus, and that's really where we see the companies that have most success. They thinking big, and they also thinking of how can they transform not only in the within the company, but also what within the ecosystem, as you can see here in the green box around digital transformation. It's about to create the value in the whole ecosystem, and that's why it's important to roll out solutions to your workforce, but also out to key partners that you're working with, and of course also collaborating more and working more close together with your customers. So let's take a look a little bit what's happening in different industries, and I think we saw some really interesting showcases in the presentation before me what's going on in some of the industries here. And we did some research also in beginning of 2020 around digital transformation and the acceleration in different industries. And here you can see some results there. Lots of initiatives in financial services, retail, some good examples of that in the presentation before me, manufacturing, healthcare, education. I would say all over, but the most interesting thing we see here, and when we dig down in more details, what's going on behind these numbers, it's really about that it's not only the business processes and the technology. It's also about, of course, your people, your employees, and your customers, and the people behind it. And that's why we see now lots of focus on giving back and in using the digital transformation and the tools and the technologies really to empower your employees. And I'm really happy to see some of the statistics here where we can see that companies, for instance, focus on continuously learning and giving tools to their employees to be able to learn and educate themselves. They are more successful, and they are also more successful keeping the best people within the organization. Also, the employees are more engaged. So if you have connectivity, if you everybody take part of the collaboration, then they feel part of the company. So even if they're out on the manufacturing floor, maybe don't have so much capabilities to attend the web calls or presentations from the top management, still they maybe can do that when they have time, way to work, or in some other environments. So it's really important to have the focus in and use the technology in order to empower really your employees. And that's what's been driving what you have seen, some new announcements from Microsoft regarding Microsoft Viva. And I see Viva, it's not like a new product. It's more of a North Star of Microsoft, where we have a new strategy for really how we can empower people and the teams and the company to do their best. And if you look on that and what's announced, it's really a more framework where we can bring in solution vendors when it comes to learning, for instance, when it's come to knowledge management. So it's not only Microsoft technologies, it's more an open platform to integrate technologies from different vendors in these topics. So let's take a look at what's going on in different when it comes to the modern workplace and trends. So you saw that we did some research back in 2020, in the beginning of the COVID period, and we just released a new research that we have done together with Economist, where we surveyed more than 800 senior business leaders around the world in different industries about what they see around modern work and the impact of COVID and the digital transformation. On high level, the trends that you can read this report, and you can find it. It's published last week out on internet. You can download the full report, take a look on it, and I will also go in detail on the key trends here. But the top ones is really about that digital transformation. It's not longer a competitive edge. It's really a critical for the long success of companies. Then it's also, of course, that the investors continue to focus and then going into the digital transformation. But it's lots of focus also on employees, as I mentioned, and we will see more examples of that when we dig into what's going on specific in this. So I really recommend you to download the report, take a look on it. It's some interesting findings in that. So let's go on in, for instance, what's going on in government and public safety. And I really had the pleasure to work close together with Panasonic in this space. They have done some amazing things. What, for instance, solutions for police, for healthcare workers, for social workers out there, the public sector and the public safety. And we all know it's one of the key findings we saw in the research. Of course, it's not so easy to roll out solutions in the public safety space, public space. There are many employees that are not used to technology. That's why when we're going into new technology like surveillance, both mobile, like you see here on the screen, on police forces, or maybe fixed video surveillance, it needs to be really integrated so it's easy to use, but of course also really secure, because we're starting to collect this kind of information. It's need to be 100% secure. So that's why I'm really happy to see we have a close cooperation here between Microsoft and Panasonic. For instance, the ID Guard solution then is based on Azure and the security standard and all features that they can get of Azure. And then other area where we see lots of work, where we have done lots of work together, it's in the automotive industry. We know the solutions out in the field, for instance, for managing vehicles, vehicles has been really important. But it's lots of things going on in the automotive industry, self-driving cars, with electric cars, and the whole business model is changing, going to a pay-as-you-go model. Young people are more doing car sharing, etc. And that's where we also see the technology need to be 100% integrated, where you can put information and the cars will be connected up in the cloud, and then of course connected out to solutions for the people maybe using a car share solution. And what we also see, and the feedback we get from automotive companies, is a huge potential for the digital transformation and the modern workplace to be more ecologically friendly. They can save lots of travel. They can save lots of avoid material be sent around the world when it comes to testing of new technologies and so on. They can do remote assist, maybe with HoloLens or other technologies, where somebody can sit in Japan and maybe collaborate really with somebody in a factory in Germany or so on. So lots of things going on here, and we will see more about it when we but also manufacturing and what's going on in the manufacturing side. Retail, we heard about shelf labels. That's one area where we see more and more an initiative. So in general, in retail, I would say it's lots of focus on empowering your workforce to serve the customers better. And it's really about collecting more information out in the store. It can be with video surveillance, it can be with sensors, it can be employees that working and collecting data. It's out using AI, helping the customer, maybe doing the pricing, out labels and so on. But it's really about bringing the whole solution together. I will call it a more closed loop of information. You collect information, you analyze it in the cloud, and you take some action on it out in the stores. And one example of that, IKEA has been working on that one. It's for that for scheduling, who's working when, and who can I contact, who is on the shift right now. So planning internally and collaborating internally. But it's also about collaborating with the customers. So if, for instance, you want to buy an IKEA kitchen, you can take a meeting on web and then start to collaborate with the kitchen planner employee at IKEA. And here you can see on the screen a small solution they put together for their IKEA employees to be able to start to collaborate with their customers. And of course, when you do that and you start to collaborate not only with the organization, but directly with the customers, then you need a high security level. So that's also where lots of focus nowadays, that rolling out modern workplace solutions with extremely high security, not only for what we call the white-collar workers, the office workers, but of course also to frontline workers out in the stores and so on. Because if you start to work with sensitive credit card information or sensitive customer information, they really need to have a security solutions. And of course, Panasonic play a key part when it's going on in the retail innovation. Next one is manufacturing, and here can we see what's going on in the manufacturing. And here I would say it's one of the industries where we've been really accelerating in the most. And it's about, for instance, shift handovers. It's about remote assist if your production line going down. It's about how you can keep high security levels in your manufacturing plants. It's about how you can support all the new robots going on and how that doing the production in your manufacturing site. So lots of potential there, and we know it's manufacturing. It's not easy because they have lots of legacy systems. There are lots of sensors, lots of IoT solutions going on there. So in the past, they have been laggards, but now they have been forced to really, really accelerate the modern workplace solution for the frontline workers in manufacturing. And here is just one example on how, for instance, in teams, frontline workers can even clock in and clock out in their solution. They can see their work schedule and how they work during the day. And that's where we're putting together more and more solutions together with key partners and key workforce management partners. And that's why I'm really, really happy to see that Panasonic now taking the step to acquire Blue Yonder, who is a key partner for us at Microsoft when it's come to workforce management and planning of workforces out in the field. So really look forward to the next steps in that kind of integration. So with that, I wanted to share a small video, and that's what's going on in one of in one of our customers. It's with Unilever, and they had rolled out our modern workplace solutions, both for the white-collar workers, but also out in production. And where they were hit by COVID, they were prepared to take some action and quick actions, but of course also they had some really important learnings. So I wanted to share some of these learnings in this video. So yeah, let's roll it.
400 brands, much of which was during the pandemic.
When the pandemic hit, we were concerned that employees were trying to manage their lives and their work at the same time.
all of a sudden, this very networked human organisation is learning what it's like to work at home, and that's really challenging.
Through the use of Microsoft Viva, we can understand what are the pressures within the organisation and for individuals.
Where we see bright spots in survey results, what is it we can see about those teams' behaviours so we can understand and really replicate that throughout the organisation?
The powerful thing we found with Microsoft Viva was to use it in conjunction with employee survey data. Something we ask as a standard question is about people's well-being. We noticed that women showed an increase in after-hours working.
Particularly if you think about people juggling childcare responsibilities, some people have seen longer working days. We did find that those that had a specific break-in time, turned off, switched off and did something else, they felt much happier about their well-being than those people who were always on.
Microsoft Viva Insights will tell you you've got quite a few meetings next week. Can I book some focus time for you? That it is as private as your mail inbox and it's for your personal use.
We worked with the Chief Learning Officer, trying to improve resilience, focus, work more on prioritization.
We look at this data in an aggregated way. Giving yourself personal time back is absolutely critical. And our leaders really believe in this and take on this challenge. And I've seen this insight propagate down through the whole organisation. Taking the insight, turning it into action becomes really easy.
So what's also really behind this and what you could see, it's what we call in Microsoft, it's the Microsoft graph. And that's where we collect lots of information and lots of statistics, what's going on when you collaborate within organizations, and also, of course, with your customers and your partners. And it can be within your organization, but also we take statistics from what's going on in general in the big, from all customers within the Microsoft ecosystem. And then we bring that forward, and we really want to make use of that one in order to have better and more productive collaborations, but also be able to give something back to the employees when it comes to help them to schedule their work, to take breaks for maybe education and collaboration, and have also find a better workforce balance. And in that we really want to get a flow where we have the data and the signals also helping to do the better for the organization, but also the better for the individual employee. So that's really our focus and our key drivers for modern workplace within Microsoft. And I'm really interested to hear your thoughts and your key initiatives when it's come to the future of modern workplace. So with that, I want to thank you all, and we open up for some questions, I think.
Thank you, Frederik. Amazing stuff, as always, from Microsoft. I thought what was particularly amazing was Bill Gates' 90s jumper. I really like that. I'll have to get myself one of them. Yes, we were going to do a Q&A, but we're just going to skip it now. But if you want to chat to Frederik, please use the chat and ask him questions there. That would be perfect.